Welcome back, America. It's your girl, Simply Tennille, and we are back.
We are
My
back.
goodness, we are back.
Made it.
Woo, hallelujah. No.
Made it through the storm.
Listen, there has been so much going on here in the Houston and surrounding areas. We're going to talk all about it right here on your favorite show to tune into.
Favorite.
I'm Jess.
Say it.
I'm on the show right here at the Edge Radio TV network. Remember that you're always welcome to come down and be a part of our live studio audience at 415 West Gray Street.
Come on down.
Brigitte.
Tennille.
I'm going to get over here and crinkle my papers.
Yeah,
It is Tuesday morning. How was your weekend with all of this going on? Y'all missed so much, you know.
Yeah.
We've been gone for an entire week. We missed you guys, you know.
Did.
But
and
goodness.
I missed you.
Oh, you better miss me, girl. No, I missed you too. We were still talking though.
Yeah, we
best
were.
believe.
Yeah, we were communicating.
It's been a lot going on.
It's too much.
Tell us a little bit about
Too
what's been going
much.
on with you over the course of the past week and the weekend. How did you spend your weekend?
So the weekend was fun. I got to interview Young Baca Productions, which you guys will see that little video in my entertainment segment. So that was good. Some very talented artists out of California.
Okay.
Doing some big things.
Y'all know we're trying to spread this thing all over.
Y'all.
So if you would like to be a guest on the show, don't let your zip code stop
That's
you.
right. Because we got you.
We got you.
Because we nationwide. International.
That part.
But for the winter storm, girl, we were without power for 36 hours. No power, no water, no Wi-Fi, no service, no shirt, no shoes, no nothing.
What'd you say? No, nothing.
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
My backside would have been itching by then. Huh?
Trust me, it was.
Like, ooh, we gotta do something.
I was like, I need to take a shower. Bad. Then when it did come on, we were on rolling blackouts. So we had power for 3 hours.
You know, a lot of people had problems with the rolling blackout situation because they did not feel like they were getting put into rotation for the roll.
Exactly.
There were certain areas that were not getting the roll.
Oh.
And so they were very upset because they were without for hours and hours and hours. Wow. And that was what really caused a lot of people to have these water issues that we have now, because not only was it, you know, the heat being out, but then your pipes started bursting because you didn't have the heat running through your home to keep your pipes intact. So there's been tons and tons of issues from this. So let's talk about this storm and power outage. We have a lot to talk about this. You can go ahead and pop up that first picture so we can see what these people were out there looking like in the cold, coming to get supplies, because a lot of people were not prepared for this. You see, they don't even have on coats because most of them here in Houston probably don't even have a coat.
They don't own coats.
Probably don't even have a coat.
No.
I was blown away, you know, kind of, you know, by stuff like this, because there were so many people that were in need. I know they said the storm was coming. Nobody thought it was going to be as bad as it was. And you can always just go tuck into the house. But when your power goes out, there's no tucking in the house. You know, we had several deaths, not only here in the Houston area, but in surrounded areas, due to people trying to be in their cars, you know, or trying to light fires inside of their own properties. Let's pop this next one up. Now, this is a family out there trying to fill up their water jugs, ladies and gentlemen, just so that they have fresh water to take back to their families. You know, it is really sad that people have to go to these measures in 2021. You know, and I'm trying not to go into the whole big talk about ERCOT and what they did or did not do.
Right.
Okay.
They weren't prepared, period.
But clearly there was a mishaps here.
Yeah.
The next picture, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are the trucks out there working day and night to get the power back situated. And this is my thing. Now, if we know that it was one thing that happened at the plant, why are these trucks out there? This is, I'm just saying, and this is what I'm going to say.
But you know, they weren't prepared because they didn't have, the issue has been around since 2012.
But why are the trucks in the neighborhood if it was at the plant? Do you understand what I'm saying? They're putting on a show.
Staging.
Thank you. They are putting on a show, acting like they're working, trying to return power and service to look like they're doing something that they're not, because it was actually a problem that happened at the plant.
Yeah.
At the plant. So certain companies, Centerpoint was one of the, you know, companies. everybody was like, well, I'm with Reliant. You know, you still may be with Reliant, who falls under that in certain areas. And so a lot of people were lost at the fact as to what in the world is going on, but all has to do with the power grid. I have always encouraged you on this show, do your own research. Do your own research, because a lot of this had nothing to do with where you are physically. It had to do with what company you use. And I have a feeling everybody who's out there on the prepaid, I bet y'all were out of there.
With those other power companies that you're talking about.
Be careful. You know, if you see that this is an issue with them, you know, I'm not going to say that they were expecting this. They probably didn't expect it to get this cold or for something like this to happen. But now that you know better,
do better.
Change up. You know, you don't owe them anything. You know, there is no need to stay with that power company that was out and your neighbor still had lights.
And you did not.
So
that part.
Let's keep on moving down this list.
Oh, I want to add one thing today. Do you know that the board for ERCOT, the majority of the people aren't even Texas residents?
Oh, that's right. Because, you know, I have a friend in Oklahoma who was out as well.
Exactly. You don't even live in Texas, so you can't even prepare for Texas because you don't have a clue. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Let's also talk about how Texas was one of the places that has decided, you know, kind of walk away from everybody else in the energy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we had such a huge issue with this, is because we're independent when it comes. We're an independent state when it comes to electricity. As you can see, I learned a lot about this going through this Texademic, if you will.
Yes.
That's what
and you know that they have been trying to succeed from the United States.
Yes.
As a separate whole state
It's
entity,
been in the plans.
Period.
I'm not going to say that they tried.
But they can't do it. They've tried. They succeeded back in the day before the Union. And when the Union came about, they, you know, came back to the United States. But now the laws, the Constitution, they can't. It's illegal.
Okay.
So,
wow.
But they still want to be separate.
But equal.
No, I don't know about equal either. Don't get me started on that.
Here's the next piece. We want to talk about the boil water issue. Okay, because it all wraps into this. You know, I left this whole part blank just so I could do this to y'all. You know, I did have, you know, a death in the family, if you will. I've been to Dallas. I helped my mom with her pipes. So that's my weekend recap, taking care of people. I did have some people in the house who came and stayed with me during the thing. But, you know, COVID is still very live and real. And this water issue is very live and real. And my thing is, if the water coming out of the pipes now needs to be boiled, it's been coming through those same pipes all the rest of the time.
So what made the difference this time?
People's water was coming out of the pipes brown after the freeze.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as it released, then there was all kinds of junk in the water, that you could see because the processing plants and this, that, and the other had been froze. But really, it's going to come all the way. It made it to my pipe.
Mine too.
It made it to my pipe.
And I live in Katy.
We're not on again, thank God, you know, for what do we say, discernment and whatever else.
Yeah.
I bought my house when I was quite young, and luckily I did not have to deal with the power outage or the water being out. I was not put on a boil restriction, but I probably would boil it anyway just in case, because if their water is coming, it's got to be the same. It's coming from the same places.
True.
What's the difference?
We
really need to get to the bottom of some of these things, and you know,
someone needs to be
Lord forbid. Because there's something going on more than meets the eye, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Y'all better be careful, because there were more than 14 million people are under the boil water order. Okay.
Yeah.
Winter storm shouldn't get that serious. There's people who live with Storm Chicago and all this. Every single day, you know, as soon as winter hits, there's storms. This should not have happened.
Yeah, but they're prepared for it. But you're right. It should not have happened. But you know,
so who's going to pay the cost?
They'll find some little person.
So
high
sad.
Up.
What you say, high up, who's going to take the fall?
Yep.
We're looking for you to fall, because there were tons and tons of people who were unsatisfied with the way that this happened. There's a ton of people here in the Houston area who not only needed their homes fixed before this,
right,
but now that some of the houses have been flooded from the inside out. Apartment complexes are closing down. Those people are definitely going to need somewhere to go.
Yep.
I mean, what next? What are we going to do? Mayor Sylvester Turner also made several statements in the way of, he got out there and helped. He pulled up his bootstraps. I ain't going to get on Mr. Cruz and his vacation. We're not going to talk about that part, but we are going to talk about the people who did really good things right here in Houston, Texas, who showed up with the water. All of Galveston was out as well. They had to open up their community center to have people come in just to be able to warm up. There were several old people who called 911 saying that they were in their homes, cold and freezing.
Yeah.
So it's been rough out here for a lot of people. If anybody needs some help, I'm definitely down to get out there and pull up my bootstraps and pass out some water. I have no problem with that. Just reach out. I'm good with that. All right, we got just a few minutes. We got a ton of things still here left on the list that I was going to talk about, but it's time to move on, and we're going to do our Black History highlights, if you will.
Yay!
Yay!
So as you guys know, we have been doing partnering with Comcast this month to highlight those in Houston who are making a difference. And today we are featuring Dr. Vernice Swisher. Roll that footage there for us, Vince.
It's so important to help individuals that have disabilities to overcome challenges. And that's what the Center for Pursuit does. It's such an outstanding agency that I feel privileged to be a part of the board.
The Center for Pursuit deals with adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. We have been in the community for over 60 years, and we are in the midst of constructing a 5-acre campus in the East End. Dr. Vernice Swisher is so important to the Center for Pursuit for a lot of different reasons. He brings wisdom to the group. He is watching out for those who are disabled and are older.
I believe that we are our brother's keeper. I say that without having any hesitation. Being a pastor sets the tone for my life. I'm dedicated to serve others.
And one thing that he has left behind is a strong sense of stewardship and a strong sense of service. And I think that anybody who worked with Dr. Swisher, over these years also has that same sense of responsibility and that same sense of service.
I think Dr. Swisher is so deserving of this award because of not just what he's done within the African American community, but he opened the doors for a dialogue to happen between communities.
Whether our neighbor looks like I look doesn't matter. I grew up in the 60s. I saw what sacrifices were made by Dr. King and the other civil rights workers.
I've seen him impact the city in so many different ways, and the city wouldn't be what it is without him.
I try to focus on the fact that God gave us another day and another opportunity. Let's make the most of it.
You're tuned into I'm Just Saying. That was our Black History moment for today. Make sure you catch it again on Thursday because we are wrapping up the end of the month.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this break.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are the cast of I'm Just Saying Live. I'm sorry.
No, that was fine. I should have said it with you. I'm here, but it wasn't for a second.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we also know that Valentine's Day recently passed. We did not get to talk about all the goings on after Valentine's Day. You know, it was wonderful. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's just another day. I want to feel special every day. Yeah, but clearly, there are tons, don't even say nothing. There are tons and tons of people who pour their money. They put their money where their mouth is. They want a love interest. They go to the internet with it, and guess what? $304 million
with an M.
$million was caught up in scandalous behavior on social media, internet, you know, all these different types of things. According to the Federal Trade Commission, scammers are out there lurking. They are preying on people's weaknesses. And I'm talking about medical stuff. I'm talking about hair stuff. They are out there preying on people for all different types of things. They tell you you can get rid of the bags in your eyes with a special cream and all this kind of stuff. And really they didn't do nothing but mix your shea butter a little thin, all this different kind of stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to encourage you to be careful. I know that people, especially during times like this when everybody is alone but separate, if you will, please do not run to the internet shelling out your dollars through PayPal thinking you're going to get your money back. These people, this is their business. Yeah. This is their business. If you feel like something is too good to be true, please type it into Google and say scam after it, and I bet you something's going to pop up.
Absolutely.
Every single time. All you have to do is a little reading. That's all.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't read though.
Right, that part. That's the other part. Later in the show, during the Tennille's Touchy Subject session, we're going to definitely have a real girls conversation, ladies and gentlemen, on these relationships and things going on and stuff like this, how to avoid things like this. But here's another way that you can avoid things like this. Pop me up, Vince. My friend Olivia is doing wow workouts, ladies and gentlemen. All you have to do, and this is for guys and girls, you can do it from the comfort of your own home, nice and early in the morning, and get your morning kicked off right. All you have to do is pay the little cash app. She will train you from the house. You cannot
That's
beat
what's up.
this. I needed a way to kind of rev myself back up and be able to get back out there without getting out there, because
Yeah.
I'm still trying to be COVID-19 safe, if you will. Please, please, please take advantage. There's plenty of classes just like this that are online, but this is one that's not going to do any judging. It's a light workout to get you revved up in the morning, not so much to where you're going to be bent over backwards and, can't get to work. I am very much feeling my abs, though, so I just want to thank her for inviting me to the class. This was kind of my tribute back, and I'm glad that I'm in there. Y'all better get ready for this summertime body, because I'm going to be extra fun. Okay.
Extra. And I'm not running and going to the gym at 5 a.m. every day for nothing. So that
she
makes
is,
2 of
she's
us.
a beast, She's getting up 5 o'clock in the morning and
No, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. My
So I can
bad.
get out there.
Look, excuse me. I gotta put my back to you on that one.
Don't turn your back, sister. Don't turn your back.
Listen, so I know that a lot of people do different regiments and things like this, but if you want to kickstart your morning and you need that way to get back started without having to go out with people, because I know a lot of people have kids, it's hard to get out that early in the morning and make it to the gym and get back, especially if you got to wake up the littles. You don't want to wake up the littles.
Yeah.
You just let them sleep long as you can,
I don't have that issue anymore.
You'll
be there soon.
School is also back for a lot of kids.
Yeah,
but some kids are not going back till Thursday, and it is all virtual.
Really?
Yep. Everybody's taking everything virtual. And this is another reason that I did not want to upset my kids going into the school and out of the school and into the school.
Smart.
So I'm hoping it works out for me, because they are definitely ready to go back. They definitely miss their friends. I'm sure a lot of the kids that were out all last week missed their friends just from that 1 week, let alone a whole year. Colton and Corbin have now, when spring break gets here, they will have been out of school for an entire year. Yeah. Okay. That part. So I get the conversations every single day. I also wanted to give you guys an update on coronavirus. Coronavirus. David, okay?
David.
It's not raging anymore, but it is definitely still going on.
Okay.
I have always been saying that it still rages on. We have hit 500,000 coronavirus deaths, though. Everybody is out there going to get this vaccine. I want you to know that NRG in Houston out here has set up a huge station.
Really?
Huge station. They are planning on getting 11,000 some odd people vaccinated within the next couple days. You can go from 9 to 1 o'clock.
Okay.
If you are not already on the list, you need to go onto the website. Several people have already registered. Just get on the list, and when it's your time, you better show up, because this is your opportunity. They are no longer doing Moderna. They have changed over to the Pfizer, to the Pfizer
mRNA
vaccine. If you're interested in that, which I know a lot of elderly folks are, just because it will give them peace of mind, and I know that peace of mind is everything.
Yeah, of course.
So I understand that you guys want peace of mind, and you feel like, this is going to save you from imminent death.
Why did you say it like that?
Because it's the truth. That's how they feel about it. They feel like
imminent death.
You have to think about it. That's how they feel. They're thinking that anything could take them out. A visit from a loved one. That's hard to think about. You can't even visit your family because you feel like their kids gonna kill you. Be like, ah! Like seeing a vampire, So I just had to make it real to people that some people are really, really dealing with this and coping on the inside.
Oh my gosh.
Tons of people have survived, after having it, but there's so many statistics, and they're talking about, giving money in regards to kind of rebuilding after this thing. So I look forward to seeing what these stimulus, what are they going to look like? Because they're still not here. They're not in anybody's hand or in pocket.
Mid-March is what they're saying.
I thought they said February. I thought they said January. I thought they said last year.
Biden had to get in there and put it into writing.
Okay.
She's
Keep
just not here
and
for
hoping
it.
if you want to. Okay.
They can't keep putting out lies. They have to do something.
Talking about waking up your morning. Let's talk about customs agents in Cincinnati. Now, I didn't know y'all was running dope out there in Cincinnati.
Really?
But clearly, dope in Cincinnati. They seized 44 pounds of cornflakes. Okay, they put it on the baby cereal of cornflakes covered in cocaine.
With Tony the Tiger?
Instead of sugar. They put it on Tony. Are you kidding me? Hey, now that's the kind of cornflake.
That is
You
some
gotta be careful
ingenuity
with
right
them
there.
kind of cornflakes.
Right? That's some ingenuity.
So this is the next thing. How do you extract it from a cornflake? Because a cornflake is gonna get soggy and wet and nasty, right?
Well, maybe you eat it and get high.
Ooh!
I'm just saying. You took the time to put it on the cornflake.
What if the box got into the wrong hands?
So how they find out?
Cornflakes, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Cornflakes.
crazy.
They of course got a tip
Okay.
about the truck
Somebody
moving.
snitched.
They've
In other words.
probably been doing this for years. I'm
Yup.
not gonna lie. If you got caught this time, I think that you've been running it,
Yup.
and somebody probably got upset. Somebody probably got upset that you were not cutting them the right amount of check or whatever else.
Yep. Somebody snitched.
I'm sorry.
Somebody
Somebody snitched. You're in trouble. 44 pounds
That's a lot of coke
of Coke on the cereal.
on the baby cereals. Just trying to tarnish Tony the Tiger's image.
Why would you? I don't know.
You know,
Ladies
they
and
say
gentlemen,
they're great.
If it's your dream to be on TV or behind the scenes of a dynamic organization, we would still love to have you right here at the Edge Radio TV network.
Yes.
So you can come and learn from some phenomenal ladies,
Yes.
ourselves, you know.
Yes,
And there's
us.
some other people who can teach you some really great things here about the business.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were supposed to have Mr. Eugene Howard on today. This is I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
And I'ma just say that. And I'ma move forward, you
We
know.
don't know
We're
where
gonna,
he is.
we're gonna keep on going with the show. And you know, I have no idea.
Well, let's just
I
keep it
always
moving.
like to put a positive spin on things, but
We're just going to keep it moving.
yeah, that part. Okay. All right. So, Brigitte,
Yes.
you know that this means we are to one of your favorite part of the show.
Yes.
It is time for entertainment news with Brigitte.
Moi. So today, guys, I have a special treat for you. So I don't have anything to report, but I, over the weekend, interviewed Young Baka Productions. Like I said earlier, they're out of
I
California.
guess you shouldn't have cut his interview short.
I know, right? However, enjoy this clip that I put together.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
What's up, ladies and gents? This is Eugene Howard. I'm just saying live, and I'm here today with
Something great. That's my way.
Legonomics, yeah.
So what did he talk about before?
Legonomics, make sure you got.
What's up, ladies and gents? This is Brigitte from I'm Just Saying Live, and I'm here today with Mr. Young Baka.
What's going on, man? Young Baka Productions. Thank you so much for having us. This is I'm really happy that you means a lot.
Being on the show.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so Young Baka and his crew, Young Baka Productions, have been here in Houston performing, and I'm going to let you tell us, our viewers, what a little bit about the production.
Yeah, so Young Baka Productions, we do shows all over America. We're based in LA. We do 4 shows in LA every single week. We do Vegas, New York, Canada, Philadelphia, Mexico, San Diego, and now we're doing Houston. We had our 4th show last night. It went amazing. Thank you so much. Everyone came out, and then we have another show in Houston tonight, and we're just keeping the ball going.
All right, so where can people get tickets, and where can they go to see the show?
So any show you want to go to, doesn't matter what city it's in, LA, Houston, hit us up, 310-345-2909. We send you the address, we send you the ticket link, and you know, you can always pull up, buy tickets at the show, and we'll make things happen.
All right, so where were you in Houston last night?
We went to Houston last night at the Luxor Tavern. Shout out to my boy Max, man. Just amazing hospitality. It was such a good time, man. Shout out to everyone that came through, all the artists performed. I really think Houston is probably like the nicest city I've ever been to. Everybody's just extremely nice.
That's Southern hospitality.
Yeah, man. We went to.
Tell us about some new music you guys have dropping out.
So we have Callaway's music group. We're actually here. You see the recording stuff set up. We were actually here recording some stuff for Some Resonant. His new album coming up, 48 to Fam. And yeah, we just keep it moving, man. My boy Lego just dropped Legonomics, man. First album in 15 years. That's my best friend, my cousin. I actually hosted it. That's the only album mixtape I've ever hosted because I believe in that man so much and I love that man. And we have Casper here. He has some new music coming out in a couple weeks, and we just keep the ball rolling, man. And anybody who wants to get on these shows, man, hit us up, 310-345-2909. We book 1,000 artists every single year.
Wow.
1,000 artists, man.
1,000 artist.
Thanks to people like you that allow us to come on the show and the podcast, things like that. It just spreads the gospel of Young Rock Productions, and we keep things moving. That's why we're able to come to like a city like Houston, New York, Philadelphia, stuff like that, just because we meet so much people doing this thing.
So let me ask you this, because of COVID, how has that impacted or impacted your
So especially in LA, things are super restricted, but one of the things that we started doing socially distant shows. Okay. So we do a show every Thursday night at Celinos Inc. in Echo Park. We do a socially distant show, so it's only for IGTV. The artists come up, they perform, they wear a mask, we disinfect everything. When the next artist comes up and we have them do 2 songs, then we have an interview just like we're doing.
Nice. So let me ask you one more question. This winter storm that just happened.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any problems traveling?
I think there was some issue traveling. Some people that were going to come to LA, the flights got canceled, but we just missed everything by one day, and it's amazing, man. Nice. So we came here a lot. We landed yesterday at 5 a.m. Okay. We literally missed the storm by 12 hours. We all thought it was going to be snowing and miserable, but God always looks out for us, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you, Young Bach.
No, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
And how can we get in touch with you guys? What's your social?
At Young Bach Productions on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. At Young Bach Productions. You want to rock any show? Every other month we give out $2,000 cash money to the best artists. You want to hit us up? You want to win that? 310-345-2909 at Young Bach Productions. Thank you so much, man, for having me on. It means so much.
And we have, for the first time, I think you guys are going to hear from 498 The Fam, a single, and I'm going to let Bud tell us about it.
Well, the single is Where I'm From. It's featuring myself, my brother here, Slumber Resident, also it features Hell Real as well as Sin City. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you stream that. Make sure you put it in your ride because it comes. So I appreciate Houston. Thank y'all for listening, and this is Where I'm From.
Check, nigga, I'm doing me. Homie with both eyes closed, I could move a kid. Nigga, rerun this city, nothing they could do to me. No, talking slick about the gang, you could lose your...
Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that one. So we have one more song that we're going to take a listen to by Mr. Ignatius. And what's the name of this song?
This record is called In My Time. It's featuring John Gibbs. In My Time.
What's the premise of In My Time?
In My Time is pretty much just understanding that it's time for everything. You just gotta be patient, especially in this business. You want things to happen right away. Sometimes it's not your time. So understanding that, be patient.
So this is the first time you're hearing it, folks. In My Time by
and John Gibbs.
And John Gibbs.
From the flickering lights to the hungry nights, when the struggle came out of light, it was in my time. They could throw me some bands in my hands that I surely love, but only when in my time. I see many tragic things, see baby.
Okay, guys, so we are in for one more treat from Young Bach Productions. As you can see, I have Lego here with me again, and we are going to hear his new LP, which is, what do you call it?
Legonomics.
Lego. The one that he talked about before.
Legonomics. Make sure you guys get this. It's you need this in your life. You know how everybody have a Bible in their house? Or majority of people got a Bible or Quran or whatever that's spiritual. This is spiritual stuff for your ears, man. Seriously. Legonomics, Kick Rocks Entertainment, Young Bach Productions. God is good, baby.
Behind Mike and Boo spitting bomb as raps, making you snap or making you clap. Shout out the EQ for making the track, spitting the facts, never coming off whack. Some for the Chevys and the Cadillacs, some gon' like it.
I have had an amazing time here with all the guys of Young Bach Productions. You know, my hair is big and in the way. But anyway, guys, check them out tonight. If you saw them last night, great. They will be here tonight again, and it will be an amazing show. You've met all these amazing talents back here. Check out their music. And again, where can they find you guys?
At Young Bach Productions.
At Young Bach Productions. This is me, Bridget, for I'm Just Saying Live, and I'm out.
Peace.
Hey everybody, it's Bridget, and this is me, Bridget, baby. Hey, y'all can't say we not working, okay?
You cannot say we not working.
Cannot say that we are not working. If you would like to sponsor I'm Just Saying, now's the perfect time. Please reach out to us through our email at imjustsayinglive@gmail.com. It's too easy. We'll both be able to see it, and we'll get right back to you.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
We will do that.
Yes, yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I say that a lot. I said I was going to work on it, but it is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's fine.
I know, but I feel like I say it too much, we have things to talk about in social unrest. There's been a lot going on. You know, of course, we're going to bring you a touchy subject today, and that's where we're going to do our girl chat. We have some more new music to bring to you guys. After we played the Slim Thug song, I just got all motivated with these women empowerment songs, if you will.
Okay.
So I cannot wait to bring that to you later in the show. So you guys make sure you stay right there, and we'll be right back.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and you know, sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And you know, my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. You know, I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay,
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Are you a small business owner concerned about the downturn in the economy? Top business leaders like Mattress Mac and Warren Buffett will tell you that now is the time to promote your business more than ever. People need your services. Your business needs an edge. Learn about special advertising packages for small businesses right here on Edge Radio. Find out more, give us a call at 281-744-0446. That's 281-744-0446. Edge, because truth still matters.
America, we are back. I hope that you guys are enjoying the show today. Remember that a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears
goes into this show. Please note this, people. We're trying to bring you quality over quantity.
We love our quality shows.
That's
you
right.
know, that's why it's I'm just saying, because we're going to just say about a lot of different topics. You know that we like to intrigue your mind with things to talk about. We definitely like to remember that truth still matters. You know, that's the Edge's motto, and we're going to bring you the truth, if you will. So we are up to the segment of our show where we talk about social unrest, different things that are going on. The first one, though, that I wanted to talk to you about, there was a young boy the other day who was walking home during the storm, who was arrested and taken to jail. It's not on there, Bridget. It's in my book over there.
Gotcha, because I'm looking.
He was arrested walking home from his job at Walmart. He did not have on a coat.
Mm-hmm.
So the police decided that they were going to pull him over in his neighborhood in Plano, Texas. I'm from Dallas, Texas, so I know Plano is predominantly white. And someone had called and reported that he was walking in the neighborhood during the snow, assumed that he was out there to do something bad and malicious. The police would not let him go, even after they said, well, where are you going? He said, I'm going home. I just got off work. And he repeated to tell them several times, I'm fine. You know, he didn't have a coat. We just talked about people not having coats. He was walking home. He didn't even look like he was shivering. You're fine without your coat, this, that. You can hear it all on the body cam video from the police officers. They wind up dropping the charges because after looking at all of this, and they arrested this man after he said he was fine several times. He said that he was going home, that he had just gotten off, you know, his shift at work, still bothered him, still arrested him. He said, please don't do that. You know, I have anger issue, this, that, and the other. I don't want to do nothing. This, you know, just leave me alone. I'm just trying to get home. 18 years old. And now we're having to go through the same thing where we see the young child sitting there with their parents, explaining that they weren't doing anything, that now he feels like he was a victim only because he was African American. When are we going to stop? If somebody tells a police officer any day and time, if it would have been daytime or not through the storm, and they were saying that he was walking in the street, that's what they were upset about. He was in the street. First of all, the sidewalks are slippery
with
the
ice and snow.
Is slippery.
Duh.
You could clearly see that the ground was covered. It was nighttime, you know, covered with snow. And so I really felt bad about that. I was like, God, even after we put all of this out there, because you know I said that I was not going to allow the social unrest to go on without me saying something about it. Because a lot of times we just let it go. After a couple months, it's done.
Right.
But this was one of the things that I said that I was going to keep doing. I was going to keep bringing attention to. Even after we bring attention, and not just myself, but the world right now.
Right.
The whole Black Lives Matter movement. This stuff is still going on.
Yep.
In the middle of a snowstorm. That ought to let y'all know something is not right.
And the sad thing is that they didn't kill him. But why should you say that and be happy about that? They shouldn't have arrested him in the first place.
Shouldn't have arrested him in the first place. So thank goodness that he did not die. He is one of the survivors. His charges were dropped. And I guess we'll move on to these other social unrest pieces that I have.
You mean there's more?
There's more. That was just one that was close to home, and it felt right talking about it because it just makes no sense. And people, please teach your children how to act and respond in these situations. We can't keep blaming and blaming if we're not teaching them how to respond, even though they shouldn't have to.
Right, that's what I was about to say.
But you need to teach them how to respond in certain situations to keep their, you know, level of anxiety down, if you will, because when I was 18, I probably would have turned all the way up.
Oh, me too.
So I'm glad that he was able to
now.
hold his composure, knowing that he was not, especially knowing I'm not doing anything wrong.
Exactly. Oh, I'm turning up.
So he was in all of his rights and parameters by the law, and that's exactly what the police chief said. And they dropped the charges after looking at the body cam videos. So.
They had to.
Yeah.
Like I said, though,
he wasn't doing a thing.
Right, but although this shouldn't be a good thing, but it is good that they did not shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's sad to say that, but that's like the good thing that came out of it. He shouldn't have been arrested in the first place.
That's true.
But at least he got to go home to his mother.
I was going to ask you, Bridget, also, we're in the middle of social unrest, and this just popped back into my mind. You know, I can't go without Bridget's affirmations. Did we have one for today?
I'll get one before the end of the show.
She's going to come up with one for us. I'm going to go back to social unrest, but I was like, shoot, we were supposed to do that at the end of entertainment.
Yep.
We got all sidetracked with that
we
wonderful
were so
video
about my
that she put together. She has really been working hard. We're going to go back. Okay, so former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder, who was charged in the Flint water crisis, appears in court Tuesday, okay? So he was charged because, you know, there were several deaths. I have a friend, I know y'all know the comedian Yummy. She funny, okay? She's here in Houston. She's been here on the show. She is one of the kids from a long time ago that moved because of the Flint water issue. You know, a lot of people got a hold to that contaminated water. They had several deaths in the area, and he's just now going to trial about all this.
What?
So he did get convicted. He finally got convicted, and He's now accused of 2 more counts of willful neglect of duty and faces up to a year in prison if convicted.
A whole year. Oh, so he just got this.
A whole year.
Which he'll get off with
and we
6
know
months
that
probation.
That water killed 12 people that were in the African American community in Flint. Okay.
He's not going to go to jail. He's going to get this 6 months probation. You're done. He's not going to serve any time. Because if he goes in there,
my spirit is unrest, let alone social unrest. My spirit is unrest about that. You can just kill people and be neglectful and not tell people to boil their water. Did you hear how I put that?
Yeah, I heard that.
How many people are on a boiled water situation right now? Y'all better be careful.
Bunch.
Leave that water alone. Go get the water off the back of them trucks that is coming into these,
into the neighborhoods
that they're passing out.
Yep.
Get that water. Because those are your children, that's your family, that's yourself, that's all your health.
Yep.
Up next, a former Houston police captain charged with running a man off the road and pointing a gun to his head.
What?
As part of a baseless voter fraud conspiracy theory. How many 63-year-old African American men do you think are out here doing voter registration fraud?
Gosh.
Let's be real.
We are reaching.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And I'm just saying. I'm going to keep saying it. There's too much going on. This is right here in Houston, Texas. It can't get any realer than that.
Wow.
Okay? Can't get any realer than that. He's going to court today as well. Go to court. That's what we want you to do. Go to court. So thank God in December, Mr. Mark Aguirre was released after he posted his bail, but he had to post his own bail to get out of there. You had a whole gun
in the man's face
for voter registration fraud in 2021. This is like, we used to hear the stories about how hard it was for Africans to still be able to go and vote at the polls because the militia, if you will, was keeping them from the polling sites and people were dying and this, that, and the other. Y'all keep saying it. I keep telling you it's live and real. We're in a third world country. And y'all don't want to believe it.
But we are.
We are. It is. Okay. All right, so that is my piece on social injustice. If you have any stories or things that have gone on in the neighborhoods surrounding you that you would like to have brought out, please let us know because we would love to know the things that hit home, especially right here and around the world.
Yep.
So we would love to have those pieces that don't necessarily make it out into the real media, if you will, because they are definitely going to hide it, push it under the rug, whatever you want to call it. Up next, let's talk about a few movies. Bridget and I took time over this Texademic to check in with you guys. And I told you about a couple of movies that everybody was talking about seeing, right?
Yeah.
Judas and the Black Messiah, which I said was, it did not give me what I was looking for. There were several people who had told me it was phenomenal. And if you already know a little bit of history about the Black Panthers, nothing new was offered in this movie. It was very much so a highlight of a snitch.
You know what they
where
say about
I'm
snitches.
from, we don't applaud the snitches.
Snitches get stitches.
Where I'm from. You don't get a whole movie, we don't do that. So, but anyway, he got this movie, and then even in the end of the movie, I was telling everybody that you could tell he just was an ain't-ish dude. They said, what would you tell your son, because what would you tell your son about what you did? And he still said, well, I'm going to just let y'all turn that narrative. You're going to let somebody say what they feel about you to your son? That's how you're going to depict yourself? You still don't even want to plead your case? At least say, hey, at the time, that's what I felt like I needed to do to stay out of jail. Plead something so that your son don't become another ain't-ish.
Right.
But now you're known as the snitch. I'm sure your son is quite embarrassed. And it just is what it is. You're part of history, if you will. I want to say American history because that's what it is. American history at that point, because you helped them out. You took down some people who were trying to save the people, if you will. And not that we haven't all done something wrong, but to continue as long as he did. And they say the equivalent of the money that he made during that time totaled up to about $200 and something thousand.
That's it.
That part.
I mean,
that $200,000. If it was today, it would have been $200,000.
Isn't that a drop in the bucket?
Back then, I mean, it was probably a lot of money. But who's to know, you know? He was buying fancy cars and nice clothes. So, but if you want to go see that movie, I hate to ruin it for you, if you will, but you should have gone and seen it by now. Up next, The Little Things. You know, I talked about The Little Things. Also, another, Denzel is very much looking like a pawpaw. He's getting his jaws and all that. Still a very nice looking man. His hair still looks great. But this was a very confusing movie, if you will. And like I told you when we did our check-in, ladies and gentlemen, I think it has to do with the script. It left you on edge at the end. It makes you feel like a number 2 is going to come because it never really put the blame on anybody. And it showed that cops sweep things under the rug. So I was like, why are we going into a thing where it's becoming okay? You know, when they start putting things in movies and whatever else, it makes it okay in society.
Of course. You know, art
we know that it's been going on forever, but now you don't have to highlight it in a whole movie by Paramount. You know, that part.
But they've been doing it. Art imitates life.
They buried bodies. The police were burying bodies in fields and going in and out psychotic breaks.
Yeah.
So if that's your thing, go check out The Little Things.
Well, you know, people say conspiracy theory, but that's not true.
Okay, now here's another one. You know, we talked about on this show Bessie's Black Bottom.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not Bessie's Black Bottom. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Ma Rainey's Black
Bessie. If you have not seen Bessie, which is kind of a flip side of this with Queen Latifah, because we were talking about Queen Latifah in movies.
In the movie.
Ma Rainey told her in the movie that it was okay to do a little sneaking on the girl's side, if you will, in this movie, and had Bessie out there bad too. Bessie had a woman love interest and a man love interest in this movie. I'm tired of y'all out there trying to make it seem as if during that time a lot of people were sneaking around, going both ways, doing all of this. Here we are again with them trying to portray people, you know, in a certain light. She wasn't, you know, didn't have kids. She went and found her husband's estranged son, took him in, which was good, spirited of her. She was abused, had a lot of family issues. But I know we're shedding light on things, but everything now has to be about somebody having a
side chick.
Side chick? Even the women? You know, it was bad enough that you were depicting the men as, you know, somebody who could never get it right. But now we got the women doing it. She sure was tugging and kissing in the tub.
Okay.
It's okay. Even back then, I thought they would have been a little bit more discreet, but they were taking their women around with them in the fancy cars and this, that, and the other. I had never
really
heard all this going on in the public.
Not back in the day like that.
Come on now.
I mean, even the women's abusive place.
But that's what they want. That's how they depicting our women nowadays.
Wow.
Okay, so now that I'm gonna get off my soapbox and I'm gonna tell you guys about one more movie, which is a new Netflix movie. So I know everybody got Netflix now through the pandemics. Is I Care a Lot. And there's a couple of features in there of people that you're going to recognize. It's kind of like American Psycho, but the targets in it are grandparents, not, you know, kiddos. So just remember that when you go and watch it. You know, I like stuff like that. Give me a little sci-fi, if you will. So that part. Is there anything else that you would like to squeeze in here, or have you come up with your affirmation for today?
I have, yes, a positive quote. And I thought this was apropos for what you just discussed.
Okay.
And it says, if we accept and acquiesce in the face of discrimination, we accept the responsibility ourselves and allow those responsible to salve their conscience by believing that they have our acceptance and concurrence. We should, therefore, protest openly everything that smacks of discrimination or slander. And that is by Mary McLeod Bethune.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Just saying.
Please do your research yourself.
Yes.
Don't let these movies, don't let all of this outside stuff, start reading a couple books, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
They have them on audio book now. You don't even have to read it. Just listen and start figuring some things out for yourself so that we can be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is I'm Just Saying, and we'll be right back. And you know we're going to have a touchy subject.
Yes, I'm excited.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head.
Hey, this is the Talk About Unity show where I bring the talk.
And I bring the unity.
And together we talk about unity. Unity is what matters.
Come on.
And right now in our country, that's what we've got to do. So we do that here at Talk About Unity on the Edge Radio Network. Be with us every week.
It's going to be awesome. It always is. And I tell you what, the more we seek first to understand, then be understood, we make progress.
And we like to do that. And that's why everybody's on the brink. We love what we do at Edge Radio because everybody's on the edge. We bring them back from the edge and we bring the unity. So we're just glad to Edge Radio Network every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Talk about unity because here at Edge Radio Network, truth still matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is I'm Just Saying Live Morning Show right here on the Edge Radio TV network.
Yes.
Make sure you come on down and enjoy us live and in person at Midtown Bar and Grill, 415 West Gray Street.
Yes.
You will get this infectious energy that we both offer. You'll just love it. Your morning will be phenomenal after that. I just have to tell you that. So we are to the part of our show where we like to promote knowledge through thought-provoking conversations, ladies and gentlemen. I have a music video that I ran across. I know that everybody has probably heard this song because they're playing it on the radio now, but I wanted to show you the video that goes along with it.
Okay.
And then we're going to kind of get into our conversation today because I wanted to do it a little different.
Alrighty.
Okay. So this song is You Got It. So let's listen to that real quick.
Rachel!
Listen, I've been meaning. Open the door, I need to see your face.
Rachel.
It's Vito, baby. Yeah.
I can't lie. I can tell you're jaded, baby. Wipe your eyes. Don't let him see that he got the best of you. Girl, I'll take the rest of you. Look, I got a question for you. Is it worth it? Real love, do you think you deserve it? Cut him off, go and find your purpose and get you a nigga that's solid. Personally, I'll do more than support your dreams, baby. Get you and me. It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl. Get at it. Get your bag up. Hit that gym and get back fine. Go get that degree. Go, girl. Focus on me. Unlock potential that you didn't know you had in you. Fuck that nigga. Ay. Oh, yeah. It's time to mix it up and get your glow, girl. I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. I want you to know that, girl. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you my little baby. I'm gon' make it known. Let that nigga hate. Girl, what is he gon' do? Get back your honor. It's cool, I know you stayed down. Girl, fuck that drama. If it ain't about the money bound, you know you the shit. I don't even gotta say, hey. I know you gon' win, shawty. You just gotta play, hey. Girl, I'm gon' let you know you got it. Every chance that I get, don't you doubt it. No, I'm not perfect, but
I see two, please. Hey, girl. You like a game? Sorry. What's up with the song? Vita took me shopping. I got you glowing. Oh, you already know. Girl, what happened to Brandon? Fuck that nigga. I know that's right. Yeah.
It's time to mix it up and get your glow, girl. I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. Girl, it ain't. I want you to know that, girl. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it. You got it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you my little baby. I'm gon' make it known. Let that nigga hate. Girl, what is he gon' do? Oh, yeah. It's time to mix it up and get your glow, girl. I know that you gon' get it. You got so much. Don't let nobody tell you that it's over. I want you to know that, girl, you got it.
This is I'm Just Saying, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, you got it. I just loved that song. When I heard it, it was so motivational. Not that I have a whole bunch of work to do, but there are lots of things that each and every one of us can work on, okay? When he said credit, I almost fell out of my chair, because I know it's a lot of y'all need to get that credit straight.
Get it together.
These businesses would not be popping up all over town. I'm going to have to invite Mocha up here to come teach y'all how to get y'all's credit straight, since this young man, he's very young, is telling y'all that credit is one of the things that's posing an issue for women out here.
Yeah.
You know? So here's the topic for today that I wanted to talk to you guys about: being prepared for your next long-term relationship. Notice that I said long-term.
Mm-hmm.
These little internet flybys that y'all are having are not gonna get it for long-term. I know that it has become a thing to meet people on the internet, and you're looking at all these photos and you're feeling like they're not that person in real life.
Right.
I'm here to tell you how to get past all of that. Stop looking at all those photos. I don't care if you have to shut Facebook all the way off so that you can get yourself in line to move on to the next thing. You know, everybody's saying, oh, you're so happy. I was happy before. That's why I got a man. Okay? I was happy before.
Exactly.
And you have to be that. You have to have your mental head space. Yep. You know, tighten it up. Whatever you got to do. Find a look that you like, you know, that you want to put out there that's not over the top. Because that's a lot of problem. A lot of guys don't want all that for at home. They might want to take it out every once in a while. They may want to do, you know, this, that, and the other. But they're still very much so looking for a lady, if you will. Period. Period. So, Bridget, let's have just a little bit of girl talk. We've both been in and out of relationships our entire lives, if you will. But we've also been married, whether it be successful or non-successful, because I've had one that didn't go so well. But let's just talk about relationships and women. And do you feel like right now, in the climate that we're in, that people are doing the things that they need to do to capture these men out there that they want, if you will?
No.
They're not. Did you hear that?
No.
They are not. You always talk about what you need a man to do for you and how much he got to come to the table with. What are you coming to the table with besides somebody else, babies?
That part.
You know, you're not happy in your career. You know, I've talked to people about this all through my radio career. Do something, find something that works first, and then do something that you love.
Yep.
I might not look like a trucker, but guess what? I put trucks on the road every single day since 2008 because it makes money. You need to find something that makes you some money so that you can be comfortable with yourself. I don't care if it's hair, nails, lashes, whatever. You started a little website. What are these link trees? Link trees. Those are great websites if you want to sell some stuff, if you have friends that are going to purchase your services. You know, you have to put those pieces together first so that you can be happy with yourself and not rely on a man for the wrong things, because his money is not what you should be relying there. That should be an extra.
Right.
That should be an extra. He should be able to do what he wants for you with that money, because I promise you it's going to be something different than what you think he ought to be doing. And at first, it might catch you off guard because I'm really not a surprise person. I want to pick out the necklace. I want to interject myself way too much into letting a man be a man. I had to learn to let it go a little bit. Because mine likes surprises. I don't like a surprise.
I love surprises.
Surprise going back to the store. There's a lot of people, though, that are completely opposite. But that also goes back to knowing who you're dealing with.
True. And knowing yourself, though.
Knowing yourself. You definitely have to know yourself.
The first part, because we talked about this before, and I said that the first and foremost, you need to know and love yourself first. And then you'll attract that person. Like I told you, I buy flowers for myself, you know. And, just to let you know, someone slipped in my DMs.
Uh-oh.
Now, hold on. Hold on.
Slipped.
For what you said about, the hair. Because, I wear big hair.
Yes.
That's me. So, we're having a conversation and they made this comment. Well, you would have to change your hair. Wait a minute. Yes, have to.
Well, then you don't like me
for me. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is a look. This is a whole look. Okay? And if you don't like it, something attracted you because you slipped in my DMs. I'm not getting ready to change for you or anybody else. And you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yes, get yourself together. I love the song that the young man is putting out there to, empower women instead of calling them, the B word and the other words. Yeah. He's actually, empowering women, which I appreciate. However, we have enough to empower ourselves, ladies. And I agree with you, Tanil, when you were saying, find something that you like. Find something that you love. Earn some money for you. Get your own bag.
Get your own bag. Hey, he'll respect you even more for that if you come to the table with something. I wanted to harp on something that you said just a few minutes ago in regards to relationships and being ready. And it's not always going to be easy to let go of all that stuff that happened to you in your past to be ready for the new thing.
If you've taken the time out to heal, that's why I was saying love yourself.
You have to love yourself. And there's nothing wrong with getting a little bit of help. Nowadays, you don't even have to go into the doctor's office for people to know that you went to the psychiatrist.
Counseling on Zoom.
You're doing it on virtual.
That's
They're
right.
doing it on virtual. You don't even have to let people in your business like that. You take your little virtual hour a week. Get yourself some help. Start going to those places where those people are that you want to be like-minded with, because a lot of times that's a big part of our problem. Right. We're hanging in these same circles that don't mean you any good.
Holding on to the same things and no longer serve you.
Start letting go. I know y'all know I like to let it go because y'all have talked about me several times. I get rid of things, okay?
Because they no longer serve you. Let it go.
I get rid of things. I can't keep everybody around me. I don't want you weighing my spirit down because I'm happy generally and I want to stay that way.
That's right. Energy. It's all about the energy. And
let's talk about another piece of relationships and doing you or you having it. Stop thinking that you're not enough. For the right person,
you're perfectly imperfect.
You are perfect. But it's got to be the right person. Everybody who comes into your circle, everybody who your friend introduced you to, is not going to be that right person. You know, we talk about settling.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to settle.
No, you don't.
But be prepared to be alone if you don't make those things right in your head. What is it that you feel like you're settling about? You know, if taking care of a man or building somebody up is a problem for you, you don't need to be in a relationship, period. Sorry to say it. You're going to have to make somebody better some type of way. Otherwise, you're not an asset. And that's what a woman is supposed to be to a man, an asset. You're supposed to make them better. So if you're going through this in your head that you don't want to help nobody get somewhere, and Bridget talks about this sometimes too. I know she don't really want to pick a man up out the gutter.
It's not
but
that.
It is that.
It is not that.
It is.
It is not. Okay.
Well,
it is not that.
Well, explain it to everybody.
I will explain it.
They're
okay.
And I know what y'all gonna say. Put it in the comments, okay? We're right now on Facebook Live.
We are, and I'm looking at the comments.
Okay.
It is not that. My thing is that if we're trying to aspire to something, or I'm inspiring to something, I want you to aspire to something as well. But don't try to pull me back when I'm inspiring to something else that's greater and discourage me and say, well, you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't do this. Then I don't have time for that. Maybe they're just looking at
it with a fresh eye.
No, I don't have time for that, because once my mind is made up and I set a goal, I'm going to go for that goal. Unless I see somewhere down the line that it's not working, then I'm going to go back to the drawing board and do it over.
So you don't allow them to give any input?
No, you can give input. I'm talking about discouraging of my dream or my goals. And if you don't have any goals, that's what I mean. You don't have any goals. You don't want to do nothing. You're just lazy, and you're a man of a particular age and you haven't accomplished anything. No, that's like raising a kid. For what? I got a kid that I've raised, and he graduated college, and he's working for KDISD. I've talked too much, but you know what I mean?
Say I have talked too much. I digress.
But I'm just saying, I'm not going to take the time out, and you can say what you want, guys.
Because they're going to say it.
And that's fine. But that's what I mean. If you are a man of a particular age and you don't have any goals and you haven't accomplished anything, then who am I? All those years, nobody encouraged you? Now, if you have something that you're working towards, absolutely. Let's get this thing together. You know, let's make it a business. Let's become business partners.
And we are not talking about, like I said, this is another pet peeve of mine. If you have a business idea or something like this, I just hate to talk about the 40-year-old rapper. But that's what I'm going to do right now, because I'm just saying, and I'm about to put it out there. If you're one of those people who are still trying to, this is just an example, make it in the music industry, you're 40 plus, you're still out there rapping, you're not doing no shit, you're not booking shows, you just out there producing music and putting whatever together, and it comes time and you've met somebody really nice and you can't get past that to bring in a check, because every single time your stimulus money come or your income tax money come, you putting it into that pit. Because that's a pit for a lot of people. Some people don't know how to move on from those dreams and aspirations, or put the right foot forward to get it to where it needs to be.
Right.
And if you don't know, and it has taken too long, you got to set goals like Bridget was talking about. You have to set a goal that's telling you when to cut it off.
Yeah.
Goals have an end date. That's an inspiration. If you haven't, if you need to retweak some pieces and get it to where you need it to be, or you need to elevate it, become a producer instead of, somebody up there on stage who needs
and they earn more money.
I don't have mag knees. I try, but I can't rock it and do all that all for 5 hours on stage and wherever.
Yeah.
So you have to know your strengths. You need to know your weaknesses. If you are business minded, but you can't let things go, don't be upset when people tell you. That's the other thing. You got to be able to move past some of that stuff.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Go back to the drawing board. You can still be in the industry, be a producer. Like you said, they earn more money anyway as a producer. The artists have to go through these days.
Yeah.
Just to perform.
Yeah.
And
they're getting scammed. Let's talk about that for a little bit. And that, we're talking about relationships, and we talked about people scamming for $340 million. in 2020. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
Lot.
That is not the only scam that's out there. Some people tell you, oh, you're gonna get to be opening act for Lucci or whoever. We're just gonna throw a name out there, some fake stuff. And they charge you money in advance for you to come and open up for this phenomenal act.
You
that
should be
stuff
paying
is not
me.
real. That stuff is not real. There is no way that, you know, Young Thug or whoever is gonna let you be the opening act for them, and you know they haven't seen your YouTube or your Facebook page or none of that. You got 900 followers. They did not say you could open for them at any point. It doesn't matter how much you pay them. And I'm not trying to crush people's dreams today. I'm just telling you, be awake.
Yeah.
Be awake.
Stay woke. We have a couple of comments.
Okay, let's go with those comments.
Let's see. One says, too many people looking for someone to love them out of their BS.
Mm-hmm.
Single, good for me. More money in my pocket.
Wow.
And man or woman 40 plus and don't have goals or accomplishments. That is concerning.
That is very concerning, because you should want something or have accomplished something, even if it's nothing but taking care of your kids properly. Some people, that's, you know, they just want to be able to be there for their kids. They want to go to work. They want to make sure they got that check together so that their kids can live a better life. And you can't be mad at them for that. But when you get into a situation or a relationship,
a situation,
please know what you're dealing with. And we're going to say this as well. People have a tendency not to listen when people talk.
Yeah.
You want that person to be X, Y, and Z, and sometimes they're just not that.
Right.
Appreciate them for who they are. I have a hard time, I think, with people understanding that this is just me all the time. I'm not trying to be flashy, showy, loud, quiet at any given time. I'm just going to do me at all times. So remember that. If I do it in front of you, I'm not faking at all. This is just me.
Not.
This is just me. And the faster you get it, I might be a sourpuss at one moment, and I might be the liveliest thing at a party the next, but it's me. I'm allowed to have my downs, my ups, my, you know, all around if you want to have it that way. But most of the time I'm up. It's not fake. It's just me. And that's because I make it that way. You have a choice to be who you want to be. And if other people can't take it, just remove them. It's okay. You're going to be all right. They like buses. It's going to just keep coming. It's going to keep coming. Anything else you have there in the way of comments?
Yes. Someone says some men of certain ages have accomplished, then got connected with the wrong woman who caused them to lose it all. Or they may have lost it all. That happens too. I've seen it both ways. And then something, I can't understand this.
Okay,
anyway,
so here's the thing about that. I definitely understand that not only men, but women have also lost a lot due to a bad relationship. And that's, again, what I'm saying. When you realize that it's not for you, let it go.
Attest to that.
You got to let it go before it bites
right.
you in the butt, because it will definitely do that. When it comes to a point of rebuilding, though, if you did it the first time, you can do it again. Do not let anybody count you out off of the fact, you know, because women and men alike are willing to listen to that story. But when that story starts going too long and we're 5 and 10 years in and you still haven't rebuilt and you know,
the same spot.
Asking me for my money out of my pocketbook, no, sir. No.
So just to, you know, comment on that, that's what I had to do. I lost everything, you know, after my divorce, and I had to start over. Now, I could have been bitter Betty, but I chose not to. You know, I forgave, I moved on, I healed. And so that's why I'm in this space of I'm not accepting anything less. I know what I want. And I mean, and there's some, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not a hard, you know. However, I'm not falling for the okie doke. I know what I want. Because if I'm out here starting over, building, yes, I have to rebuild, and that's okay. So if someone wants to come along and rebuild with me, amazing. That's great. But what you're not going to do is suck my energy dry.
Don't suck my energy dry.
You know, I call them energy vampires. But anyway.
Before we leave, I also wanted to make sure I bring this to your attention. There are so many people out there trying not to admit that they are the side piece.
No.
If COVID did not teach you anything, you know where that man belongs. Okay? When he had to go home during COVID because nobody wanted to come out and catch the vid, if you will, You knew at that very moment. You were still trying to hold on. You were hoping that he was going to come through, that he was going to bring you some soup, make sure your throat was right too. And he didn't show up. He didn't show up. Okay? Let it go. Summertime is coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Right?
Hey, it's summertime. It's the summer for me.
Hey, it's the summer for me.
You know, we will all be able to be back outside. You will be able to see these people. Be safe. Yes. Wear your mask. Yes. And remember, if somebody is treating you like you second class, hunty, let that thing go. Because you better stop playing like the side piece. Or if you're going to be the side piece, just be it. But don't be telling people you got no name. Stop that. I'm tired of y'all with that.
Because this is where the money resides, where the money resides.
Where the money resides, where the money resides. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to wake up. There are women's side pieces and there are men's side pieces. It's 2021. Y'all better let that go.
Let it go.
This is I'm Just Saying. We'll see you on Thursday.